Today, we're looking at this cordless portable soldering station. It's pretty nice that it uses standard Milwaukee batteries. Here, I'm using the Milwaukee 5 amp hour battery pack to power it up. The knob can adjust the temperature as well as change some of the settings. Pretty impressive how you can control everything with just one knob. Let's peel this film out of the way. There we go. FYI, mine came bent, so I used a plier to straighten it out. I don't know if you can see or not, but one of the prong is still a little bent. That's okay. It works fine. If you don't want to use the battery or your battery ran out of juice, you can always plug it in an outlet. You can feed it wired 12 volts DC all the way up to 24 volts as well. For size comparison, I would say it's about the size of this Milwaukee 5 amp hour battery. Maybe a little bit smaller than a battery pack itself. Here's a $20 bill for size comparison. It is big, but for portability size, I think it's totally worth it because sometimes I need to solder stuff out in the middle of nowhere. I could bring my EcoFlow power station, but that's just overkill. As you can see, the unit came unassembled. On this end of the cord, there is a slight indentation, and this plugs into that indentation there. The indentation part is on top. Let's plug it in. It should plug in smoothly. Don't try to force it, otherwise you might bend the pins. Once it's in, then tighten the nut clockwise. On this side, there is a small little rod, I guess you could say. Feed this into the nut, and then feed the whole thing in like so. There are other solder if you need, but here I'm using the standard one to solder my electronics. You got the T12D24. Here's the T12JL02. This is the T12BC2 T12K. I'm using the T12iOS. Feed it into this part right here. Then tighten the nuts. Let's insert the battery in. Just slide in like any other Milwaukee tool. If you're looking at it like this from the front, on the left-hand side, there is a power button. Press it to get started. Right now, the temperature is climbing super fast. By default, it is Celsius. And I don't know if you can see the tip or not, but there's smoke coming out of it already. As soon as it reaches the temperature, then it will let you know with a beep. Oops, it doesn't do anything. To adjust, you have to press knob down, then lower or raise the temperature, then press it again to confirm. The temperature is going back down. By the way, if this video is helpful, please consider subscribing and liking the video. This lets YouTube know my video is indeed helpful and will recommend to others like yourself. If you put the solder iron back onto the resting place, there is a beep to confirm that it is there in place, and the temperature will go down even further. But as soon as you pick it up, the temperature starts rising instantly. Well, right now it's not rising instantly because it's at the temperature that I set it at. And now it's going down. Let's adjust the temperature one more time to 300. Press down to confirm. It will go to the temperature that you want and beep to let you know that it is there. Let's rest it down in place. The beep confirms that it is in place, so it's going to go in cool down mode. And now, as soon as you pick it up, it will go to 300. Wow, it is crazy super fast. I'm not going to use it for now. I'm going to power down. If you press and hold the button for a very long time, then a menu appears for you to select the various options. The first one is pit adjustments, standby, sleep, boost, call in, tip, stepping, password. I don't know why you would need a password, but it's there. Screensaver, buzzer, voltage, low voltage, protection, power on, language, date, time. RTC adjustment, I don't know what that is. RTC initial. Show UI, system info, initialize. Temperature units. I'm guessing that will switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit. I'm going to keep it at Celsius just because I'm so used to it. And then exit. Let's go to exit. Temperature is dropping because the soldering iron is still in the resting position. Let's go into the menu one more time. I'm curious what the buzzer is, so I'm going to go all the way down to option number 10. Go to buzzer and then click on it. Buzzer setup is on or off. That's pretty nice that they give you an option to turn off the speaker just in case I solder in the middle of the night. And the buzzer is very loud. I'm going to select it to off. Let's go to the buzzer again to confirm that it is off. And yep, it is still in the off position. Let's go all the way down to exit. It looks like it goes all the way back to the top, so we're going to go down to option exit, or it can also cycle back to number 1, 2, 3. But let's go up and exit. Alright, so yep, there's no beeping whatsoever now. Very nice that I don't have to pop this thing out and remove the speaker as you've seen in other previous video. And now temperature is up to back where we want, which is 315. Pretty slick. This has got to be the best solder iron I've ever used because the temperature climbs extremely fast. It is shockingly fast. The manual is included and it does not really help. I still have no idea what some of the options are because this manual does not explain. I have no idea what the pit option is, and some of the other options are in the menu. So I'm just going to leave it as default. Let's press on the power button to power it off, and now it is off. The tip can get extremely hot, and I'm too afraid to touch it right now. The battery is still cool to the touch. Alright, hopefully you found this video helpful. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and thanks for watching.